Hello and welcome. In this video, I'm going to explain what's new with NIHB's medical supplies and equipment claims submission and provider payment policies. These policies are effective as of February 11, 2025. I'll walk you through the key points, what you need to know, and how to prepare. Let's get started. The updated medical supplies and equipment claims submission and provider payment policies are in effect as of February 11, 2025. These policies can be found in Section 1.16 of the MS&E Guide and Benefit Lists for First Nations and Inuit on the Indigenous Services Canada website. As of the effective date, all enrolled NIHB providers who dispense medical supplies and equipment benefits will be required to submit prior approval requests and claims for payment according to these updated policies, and using the updated program forms. These policies outline and clarify program expectations on how providers are to submit prior approval requests and claims for payment for medical supplies and equipment benefits. Now let's go over what the policies are and what providers need to know. When submitting a prior approval request or claiming payment, providers must follow both the MS&E Reimbursement Model policies and the NIHB Price Policy. Together, these are known as the Provider Payment Policies. These policies will guide you through the required documentation to submit when requesting approval or payment, and how to determine the claim amount you can request, known as the Eligible Claim Amount, or ECA, for submission to the program. Be sure to check out the How to Determine Your Eligible Claim Amount video for step-by-step instructions. A key part of the updated policies is how providers are required to calculate the Eligible Claim Amount, or ECA. The policies use a tailored approach to compensation, assigning a specific reimbursement model for each benefit. Providers are required to calculate their ECA based on the reimbursement model specified for the benefit they wish to submit. The reimbursement model for each benefit is listed in the MS&E price file. These models include the General Reimbursement Model, or GRM, the MSRP Reimbursement Model, the Fixed Price Reimbursement Model, and the Subject to Approval Reimbursement Model. Each reimbursement model has its own policy with step-by-step instructions to help you calculate your ECA. It's important for providers to understand these models and how to apply them in accordance with the policy. Next, let's talk about the NIHB price and the NIHB price policy for MS&E benefits. NIHB prices are the dollar amounts listed in the MS&E price files, found on the Express Scripts Canada NIHB provider and client website. They are established by the program in consideration of the program's generic item listing at amounts that allows a wide selection of products within each generic item code. Not every MS&E benefit has an NIHB price. If an NIHB price is established for a benefit, one of three price types is also assigned. They're known as Type 1, Type 2, or Type 3. The price type determines whether an eligible claim amount, or ECA, above the NIHB price can be considered by the program and specifies the documentation you need to submit to support your request. This includes the price justification and item rationale documents, which are required to support the price or item being requested. Now, let's discuss the supporting documentation that may be required to support your request. The price justification and item rationale are essential documents for supporting your claim. The price justification is a document that supports the requested price, the ECA, for a specific MS&E benefit. The type of document required varies depending on the specific reimbursement model. For example, the price justification for items with the GRM model is a purchase invoice, while for items with the MSRP reimbursement model, the price justification is MSRP supporting documentation. The item rationale is a documented explanation of why the specifically requested item is necessary to meet the client's needs, instead of other product options within the NIHB price. It's important to remember that you must submit the requested documentation, whether it's the price justification or the item rationale, whenever asked for by the program, and at any stage of the claim's submission or prior approval process. To help you locate each item's reimbursement model, restructured price files are now available. These price files list all medical supplies and equipment benefits, along with their assigned reimbursement model and price type, if applicable. You can access these updated files on the Express Scripts Canada NIHB provider and client website. It's important to refer to these files to ensure you're using the correct reimbursement model when submitting for approval or claiming payment. Before we wrap up, I want to emphasize what you need to do now that the policies are in effect. Providers must review and familiarize themselves with the updated claim submission and provider payment policies, as well as the restructured price files and the updated claims submission kit, and other helpful resources, which are available on the Policy and Program Information page on the Express Scripts Canada NIHB provider and client website. Providers are also responsible for using the updated program forms such as the prior approval request forms and the claim form. Together, these documents will guide you step by step on how to calculate your claim amounts and submit claims in accordance with the policy. To recap, there are updated requirements for submitting amounts to the program when requesting prior approval and submitting claims for payment for medical supplies and equipment benefits under the Non-Insured Health Benefits program. The updated claims, submission, and provider payment policies, effective as of February 11, 2025, are located in Section 1.16 of the MS&E Guide and Benefit Lists. Make sure you're familiar with the updated policies, including the reimbursement model policies, the NIHB price policy, and required supporting documentation. Also, be sure to review the available resources on the Express Scripts Canada NIHB provider and client website. Thank you for watching, and be sure to stay up to date with these important changes.